Hello, viewers. Today we'll be presenting on 2.5.5 on packet tracer, configure initial settings. Objectives of this lab: Part 1, verify the default switch configuration. Part 2, configure a basic switch configuration. Part 3, configure a message of the day banner. Part 4, save configuration files to NVRAM. Part 5, configure switch. Background scenario: in this activity, you will perform basic switch configuration tasks. You will secure access to the command line interface CLI and console port using encrypted plain text passwords. You will also learn how to configure messages for users to logging into the switch. These messages banners are also used to warn unauthorized users that access is prohibited. Note: in packet tracer, the Catalyst 2960 uses iOS version 12.2 by default. If required, the iOS version can be updated from a file server in the packet tracer topology. The switch can then be configured to boot the iOS 15.0 if that version is required. Instruction: Part 1, verify the default switch configuration. Step 1, enter the privileged execution mode. You can access all switch commands from privileged execution mode. However, because many of the privileged commands can configure operating parameters, privilege can access should be password protected to prevent unauthorized use. The privileged execution command set includes the commands are available in user execution mode, many additional commands, and the configure command through which access to the configuration modes is gained. A, click S1 and then the CLI tab, press enter. Okay. So click in switch 1 in the CLI tab, click in it and press enter. Enter privilege execution mode by entering the enable command. Notice that the prompt changed to reflect privilege execution mode. So from enable, then you enter show running config. Show running config, enter. So these are the list of interfaces and the existing configuration on the switch. 1 to 24 and 2 gigabit Ethernet port. You can answer these questions. How many fast Ethernet interfaces does the switch have? How many giga Ethernet interfaces does the switch have? What is the range of values shown for the VTY lines? Which command will display the current contents of non-volatile random access memory, NVRAM? Why does the switch respond startup config is not present? Part 2, create a basic switch configuration. Step 1, assign a name to a switch. To configure parameters on a switch, you may be required to move between various configuration modes. Notice how the prompt changes as you navigate to the switch. Okay, first thing, you have to assign a name to a switch. So configure terminal. Hostname is the command for naming a switch. S1. Notice the change from switch config to S1 config. Then exit. You have saved your configuration, configured from console by console. Secure access to the console lines. To secure access to the console lines, access config line mode and set the console password to let me in. Okay, you have to set a password for console line. Okay? Configure terminal line console line console 0. Set the password to let me in. Password let me in. Login. Then exit. Exit again. Save a configuration. Okay? See, configure from console by console. So you already secure access to the console line. You can answer this. Why is the login command required? Verify that console access is secured. Exit privilege mode to verify that the console port password is in effect. So you press in exit again. Oh, sorry. Type in exit again. See, instead of global configuration mode, you are required to put in your password. So you put in your password, let me in. See, if you correctly put your password, then you'll be going back to enable. Okay? So that means you already secure the access to the console line. Secure privilege mode access. Set the enable password to Cisco. The password protects access to privilege mode. Note the 0 in Cisco is a 0, not a capital O. This password will not grade as correct until you encrypt it in step 8. Okay? So enable, already enable, configure terminal. You enable your password, enable password, see, $1, C, and 0. Enter, exit. You already save it. Verify that privilege mode access is secure. Exit again. Then you enter your let me in, let man in, enable, and your password for Cisco C1 S $, C0. See, you already secure the mode access. Right? So running. So running. See your password. Let man in. and your enable password is Cisco. Configure an encrypted password to secure access to privilege mode. Then the enable password should be replaced with a newer encrypted secret password using the enable secret command. Set the enable secret password to ITS secret, right? Configure this one. Configure terminal. That's a shortcut. Conf T enable secret ITS AS ITS A secret exit. The enable secret overrides the enable password. If both are configured on the switch, you must enter the enable secret password to enter privilege execution mode. So show running, you show run. This displays the running configuration on your switch one. Enable secret, and you notice the instead of let ITS secret, it was encrypted using different various key. You can answer this one. What is displayed for the enable secret password? Why is the enable secret password displayed different from what we configured? Encrypt the enable and console password. Configure T. You have encrypt all the password. Look at this password. Let me in. And Cisco. Okay, when you enter in this command, configure terminal, servers, password, encryption, press enter, and exit to save the configuration. So show run again. See, instead of plain password, you can see different keys here. So your password, your console password, and your enable password has been hidden, encrypted. Okay, step part 3, configure the message of the day. The Cisco iOS set includes a feature that allows you to configure message that anyone logging onto the switch sees. These messages are called messages of the day, or MOTD banners, and enclose the banner text in quotations or use a delimiter different from any character appearing in the message of the day string. Okay, configure terminal, banner, message of the day. This is a secure system, unauthorized access only. Exit. When will this banner be displayed? Why should every switch have a message of the day banner? You can answer this one. Save and verify configuration files to NVRAM. This is the command, copy running config startup config. Instead of copy running config startup config, you can abbreviation mode is cop run start. Sorry. So you can see here, startup config and press enter. So it's building configuration. Okay. What is the shortest abbreviation version of a copy running config startup command? Examine the startup configuration file. Which command will display the contents of NVRAM are all the changes that were entered recorded in the file. Show, run. See, the message of the day also included. Password, encrypted. You can also do this on configure on switch 2. Use the same method of what we have already done with switch 1 to configure on a switch 2. I think this one will help you in your labs. Thank you.